Hi and welcome to another AVIDEngage video. My name is Marita. I'm the Community Development Officer in Victoria with AVID. We're at our Bloomdale community today and I'm joined by Sean McGuckin from Dulux Group, Training Manager, who's actually going to take us through the best way to restain your deck. Welcome,
Excellent.
Sean.
Thanks, Marita. Great to be here with you today. And you might be wondering, why am I standing here with a can that isn't branded Dulux? Well, Dulux Group actually have Intergrain as one of the brands that sits under us as one of our separate brands in our wood care range. So Intergrain is our go-to when it comes to timber coatings. The first thing we want to do with decking, it's very, very important that we get the preparation right. So with our decking, if it's whether it's new, existing decking, whether it's worn, whether it's had a coating on it previously or not, it's very, very important that we go through and make sure that we clean the surface. So we want to get rid of all of the dirt and debris, as well as all those tannin oils and marks and stains throughout it. I'm going to pressure wash it down first just with water, and then whilst I keep it wet, I'm going to mix up my solution and give it a good scrub and a good clean up. The best thing to do is actually to add the cleaning solution into the water rather than put it in first. And this is corrosive, so there is an element of this cleaner that we need to make sure. Always wear safety glasses as well. So I'm just getting the water solution here with the cleaning agent and giving it a good scrub, making sure that I cover all of that. One thing we want to make sure we maintain is that the solution on the decking remains wet and active. So as I see the sun starting to dry out the sections behind me, I will grab the pressure washer and just flick a bit more water over it. As you can see in this bucket, quite dirty water. Now that's actually not dirt because we swept it down and pressure washed it before. That's actually the tannin oils coming out of the timber. So that's what we're designed to do there, getting rid of any of those dead fibres and timber. Have you ever seen a gum leaf sitting on a concrete driveway and you get the staining around it? That's the tannin. So that's what we're trying to lift out of the timber so that we can put the fresh coat of paint on. We've let that go for about 10 minutes now, active on the surface. So what we're going to do with fresh water is hose it all off and get rid of all the residue and all the tannins and oils that have come up to the surface. So we're going to give it a really good clean down. So there we go. Nice clean decking. We're going to leave that probably for, in this weather, probably only about an hour before we come back and we can recoat it. Typically, if it's a little bit overcast, we'd probably extend that out to a couple of hours. And once it's touch dry, we're ready to go with our coating. And you notice I was happily pressure washing that off into the garden. So even though the cleaner can be corrosive in its concentrate form, when diluted with water and hosed off into the garden bed, not a problem for your greenery and shrubbery. I've got my lamb's wool decking applicator. I've got my trusty bucket that you saw me cleaning. I've flipped that up so it's ready as an applicator tool, brush to cut in around the edges, and I've got our paint product here. So this particular product is our Intergrain Ultra Deck, our slip resistant. We are in a setting here with some steps where we want to make sure that it conforms to our slip resistant rating. So 2 coats of this will conform to our P4 commercial grade slip resistance. The best thing to do when we're working across the decking is to pick about 4 boards at a time and work our way across. So I'm going to pick 4 boards, I'm going to cut in around the top here, and then I'm going to complete the full length of the board before coming back to the top, cutting in the next 4 and proceeding again. So with this particular decking here, we've got a small area and I'm able to maintain a nice steady pace so I can cut in and use the applicator as I go. If we were tackling a larger deck, especially on a day like today where it's quite breezy and drying very quickly, it's probably best to have 2 persons, one cutting in and me coming behind with the applicator. The beauty about this water-based product and water-based system is it's going to be about half an hour before it's touch dry, and about 1 to 2 hours before I can come back and put the second coat on. And that's it. Once the decking is completed with 2 coats, you can walk on it after a couple of hours to get around if you need to, but typically we say 24 hours for your light foot traffic. I'd wait about 48 to 72 hours before I moved any furniture back onto that decked area.
Okay.
Give it a good time to dry out and thoroughly cure.
Well, thank you so much for joining us again today, and I hope that you found some information that's very useful to you. Join us next time on AVIDEngage when we'll meet with Sean again.